Walter Isaacson's book Steve Jobs is a full biography of one of the most important and creative people in our time. It tells in detail about Steve Jobs' life and work, from when he was a rebellious teenager to when he became a tech titan and co-founder of Apple Incorporated. The book is mostly split into 3 parts: the early years, the rise of Apple, and Steve Jobs' second coming. Each section goes into detail about the major events and turning points in Jobs' life and work. In the first part, we learn about Jobs' youth and upbringing. The book tells how Paul and Clara Jobs took him in and raised him in Mountain View, California. It talks about Jobs' early interest in technology and how he met Steve Wozniak, with whom he started Apple Inc. at the young age of 21. The book also talks about Jobs' early rebelliousness, like how he tried drugs and didn't like traditional schooling. Part 2 is about how Apple grew and how Steve Jobs got to the top of the tech world. It tells how Jobs and Wozniak made the first Apple computer in the garage of Jobs' parents and turned it into a company worth $1 billion. The book also talks about Jobs' management style, like how he liked to be perfect and how much he cared about design and the user experience. It looks at how Jobs' visionary leadership style helped Apple change the tech industry with devices like the Macintosh, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. After being fired from Apple in 1985, Jobs came back to the company in the third part. The book talks about Jobs' time at Next, the company he started after he left Apple, and how that time changed the way he thought about technology and new ideas. It also talks about how Jobs went back to Apple in 1997 and turned it into one of the most valuable and famous companies in the world. The book looks at how Jobs' focus on simplicity, elegance, and user experience helped Apple make some of the most famous goods of the 21st century. Isaacson goes into great detail in the book about the people and events that had a big impact on Jobs' life and work. He talks about Jobs' ties with his family, friends, and co-workers. He also talks about how he dealt with health problems and his own problems. The book also has interviews with many people who knew Jobs best, like his family, co-workers, and even rivals. One of the main ideas of the book is that Jobs was always trying to make things better, and he always put design and user experience first in everything Apple did. Isaacson talks about how Jobs' need for things to be simple and beautiful led Apple to make goods that were both beautiful and easy to use. He also talks about Jobs' management style, which has been called both uplifting and harsh. Jobs was known for pushing his team to make goods that went beyond what they thought was possible. However, when his high standards weren't met, he could be harsh and unforgiving. The ability of Jobs to shake up and change businesses is another theme of the book. The book talks about how Jobs' vision and guidance helped Apple change the music industry with the iPod and iTunes, the phone industry with the iPhone, and the tablet industry with the iPad. Jobs was ready to take risks and think outside the box, which helped him make products that changed how people use technology and how they talk to each other. Overall, Steve Jobs is a full and interesting account of one of the most important people in history. It tells a lot about Jobs' life and career, as well as how he changed the tech business and the rest of the world. Steve Jobs is a must-read if you're a fan of Apple or just want to know more about one of the most innovative and controversial people of our time.